this next problem, we're going to construct a 90% confidence interval estimate of the mean again. So, because we're told we're going to construct a confidence interval for the mean, we know that we're going to be using either Z's or T's. We're going to start these always out the same so that we don't get confused. However, let's take a look at this problem. Listed below are the amounts of mercury in parts per million, and they give us a list of data. Because we have a list of data and they didn't give us a sigma, I see no sigma anywhere. We are stuck. The only thing that they could possibly find is the standard deviation for this, but this is a sample, which means we're going to be doing T's this time because we don't have a sigma. The only thing that they could find is a sample standard deviation. So we're using a T interval this time. So we're going to be doing a T interval. So the T interval, let's see, is going to be a little bit different this time because we have a set of data. So before I go even to the T interval screen, I'm going to want to go ahead and enter in my data. Remember, how do you enter in a list of data? You press the Stat key, then you stay at Edit. You're going to choose Edit. And then you go down and you look through all of your, once you press Edit, you'll have your list of 1, 2, and 3, and you'll enter in your data. And so it should end up looking like the following here. It should end up looking like this list, and with all your data entered in, just like I have them entered in here. Then, what are we going to do? We still want our calculator to do everything for us if we can. So then you're going to press your Stat key again, but this time, you're not going to stay where you are. You're going to go arrow over to the right twice over to Tests. And then you're going to scroll down, and depending on your calculator, my calculator has it as option number 8. You're looking for the T interval. Because remember, they did not give us sigma. We're stuck with doing T's, a T interval. And continuing along, what that would look like is now when you press enter on the T interval, it will look like this. We are going to leave it where it is. Unless it's been tampered with, we're going to leave it as data. If you had stats selected, go down and make sure you select data and press enter. Notice it's automatically going to look for your data in list 1. So hopefully you put all your data in list 1 or you're going to get a completely different answer. They ask for a 90% confidence interval. So that means our C level is 0.90. And then you're going to arrow down to the bottom and press calculate. And then once you do, it's going to take you back to the home screen, and it will go ahead and look almost exactly like this, depending on your calculator. And it spits out your confidence interval right away. And depending on how my math lab tells you to round, but it looks like it would be 0.45 to 0.99. And that would be your confidence interval for the mean mu would be 0.45, 0.99. And it finds the t-values, the margin of error, and everything for you behind the scenes. And you could work backwards a little bit. You would know that the sample mean, what it's doing behind the scenes is finding the sample mean, which is going to go in the middle. Notice, because you gave it a list of data, you didn't have to do that. They found it for you. They went ahead and added up all the numbers and divided by however many numbers and found the sample mean for you. It's right here. And it's 0.72. This might be something, if you have a set of data, that you may want to do by hand. And this would be a great way to double check that you actually entered in everything to your calculator. Do it by hand on your own and make sure your number matches up with what the calculator came out with here. And that'll make you feel a lot better that you entered in your original data set correctly. Okay, it told me that my confidence interval, let's see. ended at 0.99 and started at 0.45. So if I wanted to work backwards and find the margin of error, I can. I would take I could do it one of two ways. I could take the 0.99 and the 0.45 and realize that between the two is 2 errors, so I'd take the 0.99 minus the 0.45 and divide by 2 to get the margin of error. That's one way. That gets me a margin of error of 0.27. Or what you can also do is take the 0.99, the top end, and subtract the one in the middle, the 0.72, and that would get you 0.27 as well. That would just get you the upper end of the error. Or you can take the middle minus the lower number, the 0.72 minus the 0.45, and you also get a 0.27 as your margin of error. So that gives you 3 different ways to kind of figure out that if you were working backwards. But that's kind of your worst case scenario, and you can still find out all the information using your calculator and just kind of working backwards.